Hi, everybody. We're talking about testing your faith, and today we're actually going to get into the testy part. And I'm going to ask a question that sounds very easy, but it's actually hard. And the question is, why do you believe? Now, when I ask that question, you're probably going to have an immediate, I don't want to say knee-jerk because I'm not trying to belittle you, but there's going to be an immediate answer that comes to mind. But think harder and ask yourself why again. Keep getting to the root reason of why you believe. And you'll know you've gotten to the root reason when you can ask a second question. If that weren't true or didn't exist, if that root reason wasn't there, would you still believe? If the answer is no, then yes, you've gotten to the root reason. And you can't loop your reason around to another belief. You can't say, like, I believe in Christianity because the Bible says so, because you've really looped it around to another belief. Then you have to ask yourself, well, why do I believe the Bible is true? And keep going until you get to a root reason. There might be multiple reasons that you believe. That's fine, but try to narrow it down to one reason, or at least get to one of the root reasons. And if you can't get to a root reason for why you believe, where the answer to that question is no, then you really don't know why you believe. But let's assume that you do know and that you get to the root reason, and you honestly have to admit to yourself that the reason you believe is that it's kind of all you've ever known, and that it's what you were taught, and that your whole brain is wired to believe it, and that's why you believe it. So then you ask yourself, if your brain wasn't wired to believe it, and if you hadn't been immersed in it your entire life, would you believe then? And if the answer is no, you at least have learned something about yourself, and you might have some soul searching to do. Here's some other root reasons why you might be a believer. Maybe you've done some in-depth intellectual study and you've come to the conclusion that the Bible is 100% true. I would challenge that and ask you, did you come to that conclusion before or after you were a Christian? Regardless, there might be an emotional reason that your family just everybody around you is a Christian, and so you're going with the flow. Maybe there's somebody you really love and respect who you think is an awesome person, and they're a strong believer, and they couldn't be wrong. They just couldn't be wrong. So you're following them. And maybe you had some mystical experience, like you believe that a miracle happened to you, and because of that, you're a believer. All good root reasons why you're a believer. We're going to explore those, and in the next episode we're going to talk about the threshold of disbelief.